I've gone on record to say this, but a lot of what we do in this business as professional wrestlers is we turn pain into art. That's what happens in the ring. And what winds up happening when you spent a minute in this business is you've got some stories and you've been through some serious stuff.
Karrion, also you're not just going viral, but this is translated into merchandise sales too, right? For you?
Yes, it has. Actually, I was blown away. Forbes wrote an article about it, and I just found that out recently. I didn't even know that they did that, but it blew up all over the place. And yeah, it's just crazy. Like, I woke up one day and I saw it on social media that Karrion Kross is a top merch seller. And stuff comes up on social media all the time, and you have no idea whether it's legitimate or not. So I kind of just blew by it, and then the reports started coming in. It went from 3 to 1. So I went back to Fanatics and I asked them, I go, hey, is there any legitimacy to any of this? And they said, actually, yeah. And so, I got to look at everything coming in, and I just thought, holy cow. It was unexpected because some of the material that people were watching, some of the segments and stuff that I was doing, it wasn't on TV. It was actually on social media. I think it was on the WWE YouTube channel, I believe. And it just translated and spoke to people, and it's been absolutely crazy, man. It's been a crazy ride.
Wow.
It's impossible to go viral when you say, "Hey, I'm gonna do something to go viral." And there's not a method, there's not an equation. Otherwise, people would have figured out. And like forever, Logan Paul, there's a million others that have tried to go out there and make this incredible stature that you have out on social media. When this started happening to you, did you have a plan at the time of, hey, this is what I'm gonna start developing on social media, or did it just snowball on you and all of a sudden you realize, hey, I've got something pretty cool here, I'm going to go with this?
Well, about a year and a half ago, I was very upfront with the higher ups in WWE, and I said, "Hey, listen, I want to make the best of the opportunity you're giving me, and what is it going to take? What do you need from me in order to kind of help improve, my worth to the company? Everyone can come in here and they can run high spots and do promos and stuff like that. What's important to you guys?" And someone had mentioned to me at the time that social media numbers, translate to reach and creating new fans. They explained that whole process to me. So I decided to take that a little bit more seriously. And that's not an overnight process. So it just took time to understand how all of that worked. And I just learned to find my own groove with character work and posting things online. Like, there's you watch Raw on Monday, and then you've got the whole week, and Raw comes back on. There's a lot that happens to people in the working class that are working 2 or 3 jobs, their moms and dads. They might not remember or retain everything from the show on Monday to the next week. So I thought, well, I'll put something out in the middle of the week, kind of like a bumper to prime the audience to keep them interested. So I started doing something like that, and I noticed that the viewership on some of the character work I was doing during the middle of the week was actually performing better than what I was doing on the program. So then I began to kind of bring that information into creative and show them, be like, hey, I'm kind of onto something here. This isn't going to cost you any extra money. I think it's actually going to make you more money. Can we kind of translate this version of the character that I'm doing, which is a little bit more grounded, into the program? And they were okay with it. And yeah, that led me basically to the WrestleMania week where I was asked to do the Sam Roberts podcast, and obviously very improvisational, no script. And I just kind of leaned into what I really found was working over the last year and a half on social media.
Yeah, and the stuff that you found working on social media, so it was a targeted effort as far as the days that you would release it. But were you working in conjunction with the social media with WWE, or was this something that you were developing pretty much by yourself?
On my own, yeah, pretty much on my own. And there was a time where I was doing things on their YouTube channel after the show, but that was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of taken away. I guess they changed how they were doing all that with the talent. So I said, that's okay. Like, I will be able to demonstrate entirely on my own that I have something here. I'm very much a do-it-yourself person. I didn't feel slighted by that. I actually felt like it was an opportunity to show them, like, with as little as possible, just literally a cell phone, I can show you how much attention and engagement and enjoyment I can actually get out of people and bring it back to you and see if we can do something with it.
But not to give away part of the recipe, but isn't that part of the success? And again, I'm not trying to give away part of your secret here that's working for you. But isn't that part of the success of your outside of WWE? So whether you are legitimately or not, and you were, I'm not saying that you weren't, but that you're doing it on your own. But the mindset of the fans is that you're doing something that WWE is not pushing. You know, as you say with the YouTube, you're doing something that WWE is pushing. Fans tend to get behind stuff they feel like is organic. And is that part of the success of it, that you're doing something that is technically outside of the WWE parameters?
It is, and as you said, it's organic. It kind of happened by accident. I didn't mean for it to become that way. I was really just trying to demonstrate that I'm trying to hit home runs for the company, and what a home run really translates to is showing the company that I can engage people and bring people in and make sure they're having a good time, entertain them. But I did it on my own for so long without, really like any retweets, or it's not on their show or on their webpage, that it did become independent. It kind of became an independent thing that was going on, and people actually wanted to finally begin to see that in the show. And I've gone on record to say this, but a lot of what we do in this business as professional wrestlers is we turn pain into art. That's what happens in the ring. And what winds up happening when you spent a minute in this business is you've got some stories and you've been through some serious stuff, and you don't always talk about it. And there's a time and place to talk about it. And I came to find that I was doing that in April with the big viral moment. People asked me, was it a work? Was it a shoot? I don't want to say it was a shoot, but I will say it was very real. All of the things I talked about were absolutely real. And I think that's why it resonated with people. It wasn't like an indictment against anybody, but these are the realities, as you know, of what we all go through. I mean, there's a lot to sacrifice, and I don't blame anybody for that. I willingly signed up for this, and I knew what I was going to get. And I know getting out of this business, I'm not getting out in one piece, but this is the way I feel. And I think people understood that.